Welcome back to Black Joy Interrupted. Pull up a seat, because today we've got some inspiring news to share. But before we get into the video, you know what the deal is. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's free, and it helps these stories reach the people in our community who need them most. Now, today's episode sits firmly in our Black Joy Celebrated category, because even though interruption was standing at the door ready to launch a surprise attack, the woman you're about to meet refused to open it. Instead, she walked through another door entirely, turning what could have been a setback into a victory for her entire community. So no, today's story isn't about loss. It's about reclamation. It's about when systems fail to serve us and how we use joy to create a blueprint for something new. This is the story of Elizabeth Abunaw, a woman who turned a layoff into legacy. Sometimes joy doesn't start with a smile. Sometimes it starts with frustration in realizing what your community doesn't have and deciding to do something about it. For Elizabeth, that realization came during something as simple as a walk to the bank. In 2016, Elizabeth Abunaw was living in Chicago's Austin neighborhood when she stepped out for cash, only to realize there wasn't a single nearby bank or grocery store. "When I live in white areas, I can find whatever I want," she said. "But in Black neighborhoods, it's just harder."
It was this very eye-opening look at this tale of two Chicagos, how some neighborhoods, and the neighborhoods I've always lived in have been predominantly white neighborhoods, middle-class to affluent neighborhoods. And then I'm in a Black neighborhood. I can't find basic things.
That moment stuck with her. A year later, she was laid off from her job at Microsoft. And instead of despair, she saw direction. In 2018, she launched 40 Acres Fresh Market. She started small with a fresh produce pop-up and one clear message: every hood should be healthy. So, she's been building ever since. Today, that pop-up is a full-on grocery store. It's open daily, accepting SNAP EBT and serving families in Austin. In 2024, she secured $750,000 in funding to expand her vision. She even partnered with FoodSmart, a telenutrition platform, to bring dietitians, recipes, and wellness education right into the aisles. This isn't just a business, it's community healing. Because when you make fresh food accessible, you make dignity accessible. What Elizabeth built didn't just feed a neighborhood, it revealed a pattern. In one of the richest cities in the country, Black neighborhoods still have to fight for something as basic as a grocery store. That isn't a coincidence. That's how it was designed. Food deserts are what happens when a city decides some communities deserve convenience, while others can make do with struggle. So yes, 40 Acres Fresh Market is a store, but it's also a declaration. We deserve access, we deserve nourishment, and we deserve to thrive. Because when a woman builds what an entire system refused to, that's not just a business, that's reclamation. Elizabeth's story reminds us that sometimes the interruption is the invitation. Getting laid off from Microsoft didn't end her journey. It redirected it. She didn't wait for change. She became the change. That's what Black joy looks like when it refuses to die, when it grows in the cracks of a broken system. So before we close, we want to hear from you. What dream have you been sitting on that could change a neighborhood, a household, or even just one person's life? And what would happen if you stopped waiting for permission and started building the way Elizabeth did? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. We read every last one of them because your voice matters here. And if this story moved you, inspired you, or even made you rethink what's possible, good. That's exactly why we shared it. Keep those positive thoughts churning and circulating in your mind. Because the next time someone tells you there's nothing you can do about it, remember this story. A Black woman lost her job. She had an experience. She had a thought that didn't scare or haunt her, but it moved her. So she acted on that feeling and built a store that's feeding a neighborhood. That's not luck, that's legacy. Because when joy is interrupted, we don't fold, we rebuild.